Hello, welcome back to the 30 Days Love Transformation Healing Journey. And today I'm going to help support you in sharing more about how you can move through fears and receive the healing to help you move forward from this place. And this is also one of the topic that it's hard to sometimes talk about it, but I just want you to know that this is something that you can move through, and I'm here to support you in working through these underlying energies more and more so that you can break out of the cycle of fear. So what are fear? Fear is basically, what you're afraid of deeply within you. And this can create a lot of unease emotion. Sometimes it shows up in the form of nervousness or anxiety or panic feelings and even PTSD experiences. And we might experience this in the body as pain, also uneasiness in our stomach, solar plexus area, neck, throat, other parts of the body, the lungs, tightness and constriction, also the heart, heaviness, or feeling like, it's really almost like you can't really breathe as good. Again, that's some deep, deep fears that's deeply within you. Plus can be mixed with other feelings too, but that's part of that. So why do we have fears? And not being scientific or anything, in short, is because either something has happened to us in the past that caused us to feel unsafe and afraid or even threatened, and it's like a shock to our body and our system, and our bodies remember these emotions and memories, and it's like locked up and stored, and we react to it more and more now. And at the time, it was to protect us, to help us cope and even survive. So, and as we feel these things again, it's the body remembrance of it, and it's like, the body's trying to protect us. Don't go there. Don't do that. Okay. On the other side of this is like, what we have been through or seeing the impact it has had on us, so we're afraid to even experience that very thing again. And leaving us afraid of the possibility of that happening. And we fear this as if it's life and death thing. It's like the worst thing ever could have happened to us, not really consciously. This is happening unconsciously. And many of us have these experiences growing up, and living life in general. Some of us have many unhealed emotions and even traumas and core wounds that's causing us to be stuck and keep playing out the same patterns. Not to mention the memories of past lives. Whatever we have been experienced this lifetime, there's a good chance that we have many similar experiences throughout our life, causing us to be afraid. And many of our experiences and many more experiences in other lifetimes if we have similar things happening again over and over this lifetime. So that's why it's very difficult to break through this resistance and this pattern. And unfortunately, what we fear the most is also what we continue to create, and just with the law of resonance. So what we need to do is actually to move through this fear, okay, to break this, and instead of having this to hold us back over and over again. Fear, the acronym of fear, FEAR, is face everything and rise. Again, face everything and rise. Now, there's another one some people use. Is like, F, everything and run. Okay, so it's how you look at it. This is something that you can face, and then you can move through it and rise above your fear, and not not let your fear hold you back, and be able to actually break through this beautiful resistance so that you can live your potential. Okay, and that's when we're unable to break through this resistance, then we're playing small and we're not living to our potential, and we struggle, and we have all kinds of challenges that keep recycling itself. Okay, I know this is easy said and done. Face everything, or face your fear. And it can be debilitating. And if we're not careful or have the proper healing and support and guidance, we might think this is too much for us or it's not meant for us. And I often see this in clients who are about to step outside a comfort zone and they start feeling a lot of fear, anxiety, and then oh, I can't do it, this is too much for me. Or something in the business, that better put something out in the business. And then they just have resistance and fear about it. They, oh, I shouldn't do this, who am I to think I can do this work? Okay, so and we'll talk more about love in a little bit, but it just means sometimes, many times actually, it just meant for us to move through it. Okay, so that we let the fear, get this, be the North Star to guide us closer to what we need and what we desire so that we can heal through. Okay, so fear doesn't have to be what's holding you back, but it can be the guidance system. Okay, and many times I hear this, what we fear the most is what we also need to work through. And when we can actually, in the beginning, we're afraid of it because we don't know how to do it. We're not at school. We have all these doubts and resistance. But once we move through it, it's like we like it. It actually becomes good. Yeah, so it's something to look forward to. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to move through your fears? Okay. Now that you know a little bit about that and why you have this, are you ready to move through it? And this is something that really have to have a courage and the commitment to move through it, because this is not a piece of cake at times. Okay. And I know many clients who keep hitting this wall of fear. Okay, I keep bumping into the wall of fear and then thinking, oh, I shouldn't do this, especially in healing, especially those who have been through a lot of past experiences of hurts and wounds and trauma, being traumatized. So much emotions and body reactions shows up, and we feel like we're doing something wrong, or this healing work is not working. No, it's actually this transformative process. It will bring the exact thing for you to work through. And sometimes, as we're speaking of this topic in a little bit, it may stir up some things for you to be aware of, so they can move through. Okay. So breathe. If you sense anything, again, remember, you're only giving what you can handle. So trust that process, and now you have some support. That's why sometimes it can show up a little bit more for you. And so this is something that not to be afraid of, and this is what you need to break through this cycle, because otherwise every single time you try to do any healing work or move through this, the same stuff comes up and the same steps come up and the same pattern that you've been repressed it, or you avoid it, or you think this is not for you, and then hence you still at the same place. And if this could be 5, 10 years, 20 years down before, and it's really time to buckle down and to really face everything and rise, face your fears. Okay. And again, this is will support you through today, and also through this healing package program. So again, breathe and allow whatever comes up in the body of anything other than calm and peace, because this is what also needed to come up to be transformed. And the other side of this is calm and peace and love and support, and feeling like, yes, you can do this. Okay. So, for example, here's some fears around love: is fear not to be able to have love, or find love, or have a loving, fulfilling relationships. Or there's fear of no one to love or cared for you in your old age. Okay. Or fear of losing your loved ones, fear of abandonment, fear of being betrayal, being betrayed again, over again, fear of distrust, or husband or wife or partner not being faithful, cheating and having affairs again, or possibly having that. Okay. And other kinds of fears. So sometimes it's related to love, and if you have many love fears, there's going to be a lot of other fears too. You can see how this has been pulling you back, and from working with so many clients, this is what's also holding us back from really living the life that we know we can. Because guess what? If we have that fear, we're going to create it. Okay. And this is the sabotaging patterns at play, is that what we're afraid of, we dwell into these energies unconsciously. If you're conscious of it, that's a tip of the iceberg, which is 10%, for example. Unconscious of it is a big piece, it's 90%. You keep dwelling in this on a regular basis, and hence you keep manifesting it. Even if your husband or wife or spouse is not a partner, is not cheating on you, but because you have past experiences growing up, seeing your dad cheated on your mom and how painful that was, for example, for her to go through this and not to worry about it, and so it's just like it's a part of you that don't want that to happen again, and then hence every relationship you get into, there's a thought back in your mind, this energy is just like, well, will he cheat on me? Will that happen again? And then lo and behold, something did happen or it didn't happen, but anything that sounds a little bit suspicious, you assume it's because he's going to cheat on you. That makes sense? So I know some of you may not relate to that story, but something similar to that. Okay, and hence we're pushing away the relationship and or sometimes become codependent and all kinds of crazy patterns, dysfunctional pattern. And hence our relationship cannot be built in a strong, trusting foundation. And it's also this about, well, will this happen? Will that happen? Okay, so let's take a deep breath. And again, being present with whatever comes through for you to be worked on, okay? Any emotions, any bad sensations. If it's not calm and peace, sometimes you feel calm and peace, which is great, okay? But if it's not calm and peace, that nervousness that you feel, the anxiety that you feel, the uneasiness in your stomach, or that, your chest is a little tight, these are the reactions that your body remember. And here's an opportunity for that to be released and then transform, okay? So take a deep breath and breathe and receive. I'd like to bring forth connecting high guidance to bring forth the healing energies to help support you work through some layers of these fears, okay? Yes, I would love everything to be cleared. And we all wish that, right? But that's not how that works, okay? So being present, whatever this is right now is coming up for you so that you can move through more and more and so that this doesn't have to be the hurdle, the roadblock that's been holding you back and stuck, playing small, not be able to have love, not be able to live your life the way you know you can. Okay, so breathe. If you don't feel calm and peace, really trust the process and breathe through whatever you're feeling. It's just like contractions. This is actually pushing you closer to birth that life that you want, okay? Breathing, trusting. And keep trusting and letting go. Have the courage to let go what you are not, so you can be more of who you are. Very good. And I forgot to mention something, and this is important too. Sometimes this fear can be past experiences, and we don't even have any recollection of that this lifetime. For example, fear of snake or fear of deep water, being drowned or something like that. Okay, that's probably because of or even being burned at the stake. You feel like something bad is going to happen to you, even though nothing has happened to you. These are memories of more than likely from the past. Okay, so same thing, we carry these memories from all the experiences we have been through with the past lives or as a little girl or boy and accumulated over years and decades. So hence we don't recognize it, why we have this and why we act such a way. Okay, so this is an opportunity to free yourself from the past so that your body can do what's supposed to be doing. Okay, again, as I wrap this up again, allowing yourself to breathe and hopefully able to feel more calm and peace by now. Very good. Awesome. So congratulations to making through today. I know this is a tough one to look at, but if you can, this is how I feel. If you can tackle the tough stuff, the other stuff will unravel very easily because this is what's holding everything else connected. And so we tackle the most biggest challenges, then all the other stuff will able to unravel more and more easier. Beautiful. So take care and I will see you guys next video. Bye-bye for now.